Properties of parallel lines. Let us prove a property of a triangle using the properties of angles made by a transversal of parallel lines. Theorem. The sum of measures of all angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. You all know this statement before, but now we are going to prove it. Given triangle ABC is any triangle. See figure 2.10. To prove angle ABC plus angle ACB plus angle BAC, all these measures when you are adding, you are getting 180 degrees. To prove measure of angle ABC plus measure of angle ACB plus measure of angle BAC is equal to 180 degrees. For this, we are doing a construction. See figure 2.11. Draw a line parallel to segment BC and passing through A. On the line, take points P and Q such that A lies between P and Q. Now, for the proof, now we have known what is alternate angles theorem. So, we can apply that. Now, we have line PQ parallel to side BC of this triangle and segment AB is the transversal. So now we have segment AB can be extended as a line. So imagine two parallel lines and a transversal. Now we have ABC is equal to PAB. These are alternate angles. These lines are parallel and this is the transversal, so we get the alternate angles to be congruent. Therefore, the measures of the angles will be equal. So, measure of angle ABC is equal to measure of angle PAB. Take this as equation number 1. This is because of alternate angles theorem. Now, consider the same line PQ parallel to side BC. But now you take AC as a transversal, line AC to be the transversal. So we have two parallel lines and now we have a transversal. Now the alternate angles are angle ACB and angle QAC. Since these two lines are parallel, the alternate angles are congruent. Therefore, their measures are equal. So, measure of angle ACB will be equal to measure of angle QAC. It is shown by a different marking in the figure, you can see. Take this to be equation number 2. Now, look at equations 1 and 2. We want to prove angle ABC, measure of angle ABC plus measure of angle ACB plus measure of angle BAC is equal to 180 degrees. See this left hand side. In the left hand side we have measure of angle ABC and measure of angle ACB. But measure of angle BAC is alone missing here. We have to introduce measure of angle BAC, but before that let us add these two. From equations 1 and 2 we get, when we are adding equations 1 and 2 we get measure of angle ABC plus measure of angle ACB is equal to measure of angle PAB at the right hand sides also plus measure of angle QAC. Take it as third equation. Now what is missing? I said in the left hand side measure of angle BAC is missing. So add measure of angle BAC to both the sides of equation number 2. On both the sides you have to add. Mathematics is a subject of justice. What we are doing to the left hand side should be done to the right hand side also. So we are adding measure of angle BAC to the left hand side. So we have to add measure of angle BAC to the right hand side also. So we get this statement. We get measure of angle ABC plus measure of angle ACB plus measure of angle BAC is equal to measure of angle PAB plus measure of angle QAC plus measure of angle BAC. Now look at this. Measure of angle PAB plus measure of angle QAC plus measure of angle BAC. I am going to shift the place of measure of angle BAC this side. So we are getting, now we are shifting these two angle sides. I am bringing measure of angle BAC before measure of angle QAC, and I am shifting this term to the other side. So now here how I have made the arrangement, I am rearranging the terms and writing it as measure of angle PAB plus measure of angle BAC plus measure of angle QAC. Why I am rearranging is, look at these two angles and look at the figure. PAB is this angle plus BAC is this angle. So this can be written as, by angle addition property, measure of angle PAC. Measure of angle PAB plus measure of angle BAC will be totally called now measure of angle PAC by angle addition property. So I can replace measure of angle PAB plus measure of angle BAC by measure of angle PAC. So now what is remaining here? Measure of angle QAC. So that will also come in the next step. So measure of angle PAC plus measure of angle QAC. Now look at the figure. These are angles in linear pair. Can you see measure of angle PAC is this angle? Then we have measure of angle QAC. So this complete angle is angle formed in the straight line PQ. So they are angles in linear pair. You know, some of the measures of the angles in a linear pair is 180 degrees. So we are getting this is equal to 180 degrees. That is, sum of measures of all three angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. Now, look at this figure. How will you decide whether line L and line M are parallel or not? So, we are going to learn about tests for parallel lines. Whether given two lines are parallel or not can be decided by examining the angles formed by a transversal of the lines. See all these three statements. If the interior angles on the same side of a transversal are supplementary, then the lines are parallel. If one of the pairs of alternate angles is congruent, then the lines are parallel. Third one, if one of the pairs of corresponding angles is congruent, then the lines are parallel. Now we are going to prove all these three. First one is interior angles test. If the interior angles formed by a transversal of two distinct lines are supplementary, then the two lines are parallel. We are going to prove this. So see the given statement. See the antecedent and the consequent. Given statement is the antecedent. You have to write antecedent as given statement and the consequent as what is to be proved. Now, what is given? Two distinct lines. Two different lines. They are not lying one over the other. Two distinct lines. Line XY is a transversal of line AB and line CD. Measure of angle BPQ plus measure of angle PQD is equal to 180 degrees. Because you are given that the interior angles are supplementary. So we have taken angle BPQ and angle PQD in the figure as the interior angles. See where angle BPQ is here and where is angle PQD here. Sum of the measures of the interior angles will be 180 degrees. So measure of angle BPQ plus measure of angle PQD is equal to 180 degrees. What we have to prove? We have to prove that two lines are parallel. So we are going to prove line AB is parallel to line CD. But we are going to do by an indirect proof method. So now for the indirect proof method, we have to suppose that the statement to be proved is wrong. What is the statement to be proved? Line AB is parallel to line CD is the statement to be proved. But for the indirect proof, you have to suppose that the statement to be proved is wrong. That is, we have to suppose that line AB and line CD are not parallel. That means if they are not parallel, they will be intersecting, isn't it? So let them intersect at point T. So draw a different figure now. If they are not parallel, then they will be intersecting. So let us take the point of intersection as point T. Now we can see a triangle formed here. Triangle PQT is formed. You know the sum of the measures of the angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. So measure of angle TPQ plus measure of angle PQT plus measure of angle PTQ is equal to 180 degrees. But what is given? Angle BPQ plus angle PQD is equal to 180 degrees. The other naming for this will be angle TPQ plus angle PQT is equal to 180 degrees. In this figure, we can name the angles as angle TPQ, the same angles as angle BPQ can be named as angle TPQ, and angle PQD can be named as angle PQT. So you can apply this 180 degrees there because we are given that the sum is 180 degrees. So now here the first two terms together becomes 180 degrees. Then what about if you have to get 180 degrees as an answer on the right hand side, then what will be the value of measure of angle PTQ? We have these two sums to be 180. Angle TPQ plus angle PQT is 180. So this will be 0 degrees. Therefore, measure of angle PTQ is 0 degrees. Now look at the figure. If PTQ should be 0, that means this angle is 0. What does it mean? Line PT, which is otherwise line AB, and line QT, which is otherwise line CD, are not distinct lines. They are not distinct lines. They are one and the same lines. Then only you will get 0 as the angle between them. But we are given that line AB and line CD are distinct lines. Therefore, we arrive at a contradiction. Contradiction means an opposite idea arises. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. What you are supposed is wrong. Hence, line AB and line CD are parallel. What was our assumption? What was our supposition? Line AB and line CD are not parallel. We had assumed like that. But now our assumption is wrong. So, line AB and line CD are parallel. Thus, it is proved that if the interior angles formed by a transversal are supplementary, then the lines are parallel. This property is called interior angles test of parallel lines. Now, coming to the next one, we are going to use the interior angles test for parallel lines to prove alternate angles test and corresponding angles test. First, we will see how to prove alternate angles test. The statement of alternate angles test is, if a pair of alternate angles formed by a transversal of two lines is congruent, then the two lines are parallel. If a pair of alternate angles formed by a transversal of two lines is congruent, then the two lines are parallel. So we are given line N is the transversal of lines L and line M. Look at the figure. angle A and angle B is a congruent pair of alternate angles. That is, measure of angle A is equal to measure of angle B. We have to prove that these lines are parallel. That is, line L is parallel to line M. Now, see the angles in a linear pair. Angles formed in the same straight line L. Angle A and angle C. Sum of the measures will be 180 degrees because they are angles formed in the same straight line L. They are angles in linear pair. You are given the measure of angle A is equal to measure of angle B. So instead of measure of angle A in the first equation here, you have the equation measure of angle A plus measure of angle C is equal to 180 degrees. But instead of measure of angle A, you can replace by measure of angle B. So the equation becomes measure of angle B plus measure of angle C is equal to 180 degrees. But measure of angle B, but angle B and angle C are interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Therefore, by the interior angles test, line L is parallel to line M. What is the interior angles test telling? If the interior angles formed by a transversal are supplementary, then the lines are parallel. This property was called interior angles test. So now we are applying this property here. So now we are getting line L is parallel to line M by interior angles test. Because measure of angle B plus measure of angle C is equal to 180 degrees and B and C are interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So we are applying interior angles test and proving that line L is parallel to line M. This property is called the alternate angles test of parallel lines. Now, coming to the next one, corresponding angles test. Look at the statement. If a pair of corresponding angles formed by a transversal of two lines is congruent, then the two lines are parallel. Look at the figure 2.16. Given line N is the transversal of lines L and M. Angle A and angle B is a congruent pair of corresponding angles. We can see them to be corresponding angles. And also in the given statement, after if when you are reading, you are getting the corresponding angles to be congruent. It is given to be congruent. So measure of angle A will be equal to measure of angle B. So this is a given data. Now what is to be proved? What is coming after then statement? The two lines are parallel. So we have to prove line L is parallel to line M. Now look at the figure. Look at line N. You have angles in a linear pair. Angles in linear pair. You have angle A and angle C to be angles in linear pair. So their sum of the measures will be equal to 180 degrees. So measure of angle A plus measure of angle C will be equal to 180 degrees. But you are given that measure of angle A is equal to measure of angle B. So instead of this first equation, instead of measure of angle A, we can replace by measure of angle B. So this statement becomes measure of angle B plus measure of angle C is equal to 180 degrees. That is, a pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal is congruent. Therefore, line L is parallel to line N by interior angles test. Here also we are applying interior angles test because we are getting the sum of the measures of the interior angles to be equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, the lines are parallel. Line L is parallel to line M by interior angles test. You have to write the reason. This property is called the corresponding angles test of parallel lines. Now next is a sub-theorem, corollary. If a line is perpendicular to two lines in a plane, then the two lines are parallel. If a line is perpendicular to two lines in a plane, then the two lines are parallel to each other. Look at the figure. Figure 2.17. We have two lines, line L and line M. Line N is perpendicular to line L, and the same line N is perpendicular to line M also, because it is given that if a line is perpendicular to two lines in a plane, so one single line is perpendicular to two other lines in a plane. So that single line is taken to be line N. It is perpendicular to line L also, and it is perpendicular to line M also. So we are given line N is perpendicular to line L, and line N is also perpendicular to line M. We are going to prove line L is parallel to line M. Because we are asked to prove then the two lines are parallel to each other. So we are asked to prove the two lines are parallel to each other. So we are symbolically writing it as to prove line L is parallel to line M. So when you are writing given and to prove, we have to write using the symbols. It is very much essential. You cannot copy the antecedent and consequent as it is and write. You have to write in symbols like this. Now, coming to the proof. What is given? Once again, look at the given statement and pick it up and write as the first statement for the proof. Line N is perpendicular to line L, and line N is perpendicular to line M. Therefore, measure of angle A is equal to measure of angle C is equal to 90 degrees. Look at the figure. Line N is perpendicular to line L, so measure of angle A will be 90 degrees. Similarly, the same line N is perpendicular to line M, and hence this measure of angle C will be 90 degrees. Angle A and angle C are corresponding angles formed by transversal end of lines L and line M. You can see them to be corresponding angles. They are a pair of corresponding angles. So by corresponding angles test, you can write line L is parallel to line M by the corresponding angles test. Just now we learned the corresponding angles test. If a pair of corresponding angles formed by a transversal of two lines is congruent, then the two lines are parallel. You are getting angle A is congruent to angle C. So line and they are angle A and angle C are corresponding angles. From the figure you can see them to be corresponding angles. So we can apply the corresponding angles test here and tell line L is parallel to line M. You write the reason here by corresponding angles test. Now, once again I am reading the tests for parallel lines. There are three tests, we have proved them also. Now I am reading because they are very important. To test whether the lines are parallel, we have to use, this will be helpful. If the interior angles on the same side of a transversal are supplementary, then the lines are parallel. Second one, if one of the pairs of alternate angles is congruent, then the lines are parallel. Third one, if one of the pairs of corresponding angles is congruent, then the lines are parallel. When you get such statements, then you have to write it as interior angles test, alternate angles test and corresponding angles test as a reason. You should not simply write interior angles, alternate angles and corresponding angles, because they are different. They are interior angles theorem, alternate angles theorem and corresponding angles theorem, which I learned earlier. So don't confuse those theorems with this theorem. Now, there the antecedent will be the consequent here and the consequent will be the antecedent. So there is a difference between interior angles theorem, alternate angles theorem, corresponding angles theorem and interior angles test, alternate angles test and corresponding angles test. So if you are wanting to prove that two lines are parallel, then that is the test for parallel lines: interior angles test, alternate angles test and corresponding angles test.